Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here today. We're going to take a comprehensive look at the critical issue of child abuse, focusing on how to identify it, understand its impact, and explore the ways criminal justice and protective services play a role in protecting vulnerable children. This presentation aims to deepen our understanding of the different types of maltreatment and highlight the responsibilities and actions necessary to safeguard the well-being of children. Let's dive into this important topic together. Child abuse and neglect refer to situations where a child is harmed or threatened with harm, either through the actions or failures of a caregiver. This can include physical harm, emotional damage, or neglect of the child's basic needs. The impact of such abuse is profound, often resulting in serious physical injuries, emotional trauma, and delays or difficulties in a child's development. That's why awareness and timely intervention are so important. They help protect children who are vulnerable and ensure they grow up in safe, supportive environments. By gaining a clear understanding of what abuse looks like and how widespread it can be, we're better equipped to prevent it, report it, and respond effectively when it happens. This knowledge is key to making a real difference in the lives of children. Neglect is a serious form of child maltreatment where a child's basic needs are not met. This can take several forms. Physical neglect involves not providing enough food, shelter, or proper supervision, which can put the child in immediate danger. Emotional neglect happens when a child doesn't receive the love, support, or attention they need to thrive emotionally. Educational neglect is when a child is not enrolled in school or their specific learning needs are ignored. Medical neglect is another critical area where necessary health care or treatments are withheld, causing serious harm. Overall, neglect can have lasting effects on a child's health, development, and overall well-being, making it essential to recognize and address early. Physical abuse involves intentional acts that cause physical harm or injury to a child. This can take many forms, such as hitting, shaking, or burning, which go far beyond typical disciplinary actions. When looking for signs of physical abuse, we need to be aware of indicators like unexplained bruises, burns, fractures, or repeated injuries that don't match the explanations given. Recognizing these cases requires careful observation, thorough documentation, and an understanding of injury patterns within the context of the child's situation. This helps ensure we respond appropriately and protect the child's well-being. Sexual abuse is a form of child maltreatment that involves engaging a child in sexual acts or exposing them to sexual behavior. This can take many forms, including molestation, exploitation, incest, or even exposing a child to pornography. The impact on children can be profound. They often experience confusion, fear, and guilt, which can lead to noticeable changes in their behavior. One of the biggest challenges with sexual abuse is that it often happens in secret. Because of this, identifying and addressing it requires a very sensitive and knowledgeable approach to ensure the child's safety and well-being. When it comes to the role of the criminal justice system, there are several key responsibilities. First, professionals in this field must be vigilant in identifying and reporting any suspected child abuse. This is not just a duty, but a legal obligation to protect vulnerable children. Next, following established protocols for case management is crucial. This means carefully documenting all evidence, conducting thorough interviews with victims and witnesses, and ensuring cases are properly referred to the relevant authorities. Protecting victims goes beyond reporting. It includes making sure they are safe, helping them access necessary medical and psychological care, and supporting them throughout the legal process. Finally, collaboration is vital. Working closely with social services and the courts helps to uphold the rights of children and promotes justice in every case. Together, these steps form a comprehensive approach to safeguarding victims and ensuring accountability. When we look at the role of law enforcement, their primary responsibility is to investigate any allegations of abuse. This includes gathering evidence and, when necessary, making arrests to hold perpetrators accountable. On the other hand, Child Protective Services, or CPS, focuses on assessing the safety of the child involved. They provide protective services and arrange for temporary or permanent care placements to ensure the child's well-being. What's crucial is the coordination between law enforcement and CPS. By working together, They create a comprehensive response that balances the need for criminal accountability with the child's welfare. To make this effective, clear communication and well-defined roles are essential. This not only helps avoid duplication of efforts, but most importantly, ensures that the child's best interests remain the top priority throughout the process. When we look at the indicators of sexual abuse, it's important to recognize a range of signs. These can include noticeable changes in behavior, increased fearfulness, knowledge or language that is not typical for the child's age, and sometimes physical symptoms. These clues can be subtle or more obvious, but they signal the need for attention. Now, accommodation syndrome helps us understand why victims might seem to comply with or even justify the abuse. This is a coping mechanism where victims may appear cooperative or deny harm, not because the abuse isn't real, but because they are trying to manage the trauma in the best way they can. For professionals working with victims, understanding the syndrome is crucial. It means we can interpret their behavior accurately, avoiding misjudgments or disbelief when victims don't respond as we might expect. Finally, being aware of these indicators and this coping mechanism is key. It supports early detection and allows for timely, effective intervention, which can make all the difference in helping victims find safety and support. To summarize, child maltreatment can take several forms, including neglect, physical abuse, and sexual abuse, each with their own unique effects and signs. The criminal justice system, along with protective services, plays a crucial role in identifying, investigating, and protecting victims from harm. Law enforcement is responsible for conducting thorough investigations, while Child Protective Services ensures the child's safety and provides necessary care. It's especially important to recognize the indicators of sexual abuse and understand concepts like the accommodation syndrome, as this knowledge helps in making accurate assessments and offering the right support. Finally, ongoing awareness and collaboration among all involved parties are key to effectively safeguarding children and promoting their overall well-being.